7th, and then after a leadoff double in the bottom of the 9th by Garrett Wright, it was Manny Marin who provided the fireworks with showing bunt as the defense adjusted, pulled the bat back, and slashed a single right up the middle to win the game for Tennessee. Volunteers get game one 4-3. In the history between these two teams, that makes it back-to-back walk-off wins for the Big Orange against the Raiders, because the previous time they had been here was 2021, Knoxville Regional, Drew Gilbert in the walk-off grand slam. So today, Tennessee looks to win the series, claim the weekend, and the Volunteers will go with sophomore right-hander number 18, Landon Mack. He is 2-1 on the season with a 2.04 earned run average, making his fourth appearance, his fourth start. He has struck out 25 in 17 2/3 innings. He'll be opposed by left-hander number 36, Griffin Page. Page is a junior, also making his fourth appearance, his fourth start. He's 0-2 with a 6.17 earned run average. Today, the 7th meeting all-time between the two schools. The Volunteers lead with the previous six games having taken 4 of the first 6. Why don't we go ahead and get the last word from the dugout with the coach of the Volunteers, Josh Elander, and that's brought to you by our friends at First Horizon Bank. Big bank muscle, small bank hustle, the official bank of the Vols.
Last night, Wright State looked like the team that was picked to win the Horizon, and last night, Cam Allen looked like a Friday night starter. Coach, your team battled start to finish, but tell me, what did you think in terms of what you encountered and the challenge by the Raiders?
Yeah, hats off to Wright State. Especially with Allen, really pounding the strike zone much more than he has up to this point this year. Had the cutter going, fastball up to 93. And, again, our guy stung some balls early or whatever it may be, but he did a good job of keeping us off balance. And really the credit was to their offense. They came out swinging versus Teagan and had a good plan and were executing, and they were taking some comfortable swings. So, but another one-run win for our guys, and as many games we can play like that where you got a little bit of tension or some back and forth before SEC play, 100% a positive moving forward if we can get those in.
Speak to Teagan. He goes 5 innings. He allows the 3 runs, but never gave up more than 1. So there's something to be said when you can limit what the other side gets done, right?
Absolutely. I thought it was just a little bit of bend but not break, right? And some of those guys did a good job of 2 strikes, kind of hunting the middle of the field, finding holes left to right, and then some of them were landed on too, but again, a couple things defensively we can do to keep the ball in front a little bit better on a few of those, right? But for the most part, again, he gave us a chance to win the game, and that's all we're asking for any of our starters.
So as soon as you get a run to cut the deficit in half to 2-1, they come right back with another run, but that was it. What about Teagan closing out his innings, and then what we saw from Brandon Arvinson and Brady Frederick?
Yeah, I thought it was great by T again. Looking ahead to next week, again, he's going to be a good spot. Get some rest and get a little bit of reset. But gave us enough length in the game where we didn't have to blow up the bullpen, the first game of the series. And, Art was tremendous last night. Again, attacking the strike zone, not as fine of command as he's had. Maybe his like outing earlier this week or the outing prior to Texas, but just a great job competing. And then the first and third play being poised right there. So, again, he's a guy that's been in a lot of big moments for us, but that's a dangerous combo if you can get Teagan and Arv firing on all cylinders, and then you got Frederick and Rudy or Krenz on the back end.
We got to see some big hits from Grimmer on Wednesday, and the biggest of hits last night. That was a big home run to pull Tennessee within a run, wasn't it?
Absolutely. A great job of hitting right there, just staying through the ball. Not a tape measure shot by any means, but, again, just a mature hitter not running out of bat right there against a tougher look. So, again, just spinning it just enough to get it over that wall. So, again, he brings some maturity there. That was good to see right there. And then, again, hopefully we can continue to build on those at-bats from him over the last 2 games now.
Yeah, and speaking of mature, there was Henry Ford. He drove in the first run for Tennessee, and then with 2 out, Vols need to tie the game. Jay Abernathy works a walk, and then single off the base of the right field wall, scores Jay, and there was Henry, wound up at second when all was said and done.
Yeah, just a great swing by Henry, staying to the ball again. He hammered that thing. It had to be close to probably 105, 106 miles an hour off the bat, and then able to kind of burn the outfielder who is in no doubles, which is going to create a really tough scenario with our Park to score from first base, right? But Jay with the game-changing speed on the hunt at all times, and again, with 2 outs, sometimes you got to force the defense to play catch. If they get you, great, but again, just a tremendous job by Henry, staying with the approach, driving the ball right center, and then Jay just finishing the play. And what he can do on the bases can change the game at any point.
Brady Frederick shuts down the lineup. It was just the second inning where Wright State went 1-2-3. Bottom of the 9th, Garrett Wright. First extra base hit as a Volunteer, double to left. And then you call timeout and you talk to Manny Marin about halfway down the third base line. And I'm curious, what was that conversation like?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously got to start with Wright, right? Just executing, staying through the ball, not trying to do too much. Hammers that ball to left field wall, gets out of the gates and gets to second base. And then, again, watching the video of what they were trying to do, I mean, that situation is unique. That's one they haven't been in this year. So you have to go kind of big picture there. But just told them, hey, if there's a chance they crash right here, if they do, just pull back. And then we'll adjust on the next pitch. So they did crash both sides. Manny pulls back. And then next we go to a slash option, which means simply as the fielders move and the middle of the field clears, Manny has the option to pull back and swing the bat, but it's not a hit and run because there's nobody out, right? So a lot of good things working together where the infield does crash. Manny gets the pitch to hit, executes through the middle of the field, and then Wright a tremendous job scoring from second because, I mean, that center fielder, he didn't throw anything like that on video. He threw a bullet to home plate with no outs. So just a good team execution there and players, getting it done by being calm in the big moment.
So today's game gets moved up 3 hours, a 3 o'clock first pitch. How tough is it to turn the page on an emotional win like last night and make sure that you're ready to do the exact same job if need be today?
Yeah, I think it's a good challenge for our guys, right? I mean, we played a bunch of run games. That's our second walk-off now. So, but again, we are in the business of winning series, right? So we talk to the guys all the time. Like, anybody can win one game on a weekend. You got to find a way to do it together, and you got to win two, right? So got a chance to do that today, and Landon Mack will lead the charge. So going to do a couple different things with the offense, right? I mean, as we get some of these older guys back, the versatility continues to be a conversation piece for our staff and everything. But we'll mix and match a little bit today. But, again, with Mack leading us in, feel good about our chances.
Tell us about their lefty, Griffin Page.
Yeah, I mean, Griffin Page is 87-90, good ride on the heater, some fastball change, cutter, and slider, right? So he's going to attack the strike zone. Again, have some takeoff, which would be ride, right, or carry, depending on what scouting world you like to look at. But he's going to compete over the white, right? Again, our guys got to squeeze him a little bit more of kind of a backward splits guy to this point. It is a little bit smaller sample, but lefties are actually hitting him better than righties so far. So we'll see if that holds true today because he's going to have to go through a blend of both righties and lefties with our lineup today. We're going to put Grimmer at first base tonight. That'll be the main change. Get Newey back on the field. So we'll have Newey and Ariel roam in the middle, and we'll move Wright to the left, and that will put Blaine Brown at DH. So, again, with him pitching too, got to be careful with managing those reps or whatever it may be, throw-wise or whatnot. But I really feel good. Got an older outfield that can really carry some ground, obviously with Jay back in center as well, and then got athleticism in the middle. And so hopefully those guys keep swinging the bat. But we're still trying to find that perfect nine, right? And, again, that'll change game to game based on situation or matchup or whatever it may be. But like the way we're lining up the nine today.
Great day to win a series. Coach, good luck against Wright State in Game 2.
Awesome. Thank you, John.
Hang on, better yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Our national anthem preceded by comments by the head coach of the Volunteers, Josh Elander. We've got temperatures 80 degrees. The feels like is 82. Sun swept Lindsey Nelson Stadium, Robert M. Lindsey Field, and the wind is blowing at 16 miles an hour, so whipping at times out towards left. But it's Tennessee and Wright State about to be Game 2 between the Volunteers and the Raiders. Vince Ferrara, Volunteers are out there now.
Yeah, let's tell you about the starter for the Tennessee Volunteers here in our Eastman starting lineups. It is sophomore right-hander number 18, Landon Mack. Mack, 6'1", 200 out of Columbus, New Jersey. He started at Bishop Eustace High School and a transfer from Rutgers. 2-1 record for Mack, 2.04 the earned run average. This is his fourth appearance on the year. All starts. Mack has worked 17 2/3 innings, giving up 15 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those earned. He has walked 5, struck out 25. Mack has allowed 3 doubles, no triples, and 1 home run. Opponents hitting .224 against a starter for Tennessee here in this weekend non-conference set. Right-hander Landon Mack. Here is the lineup for the 4-7 Wright State Raiders. Leading off, the designated hitter Gus Gregory, batting second in center field. Andrew Duncan hitting third. At second base, Hunter Warren. In the cleanup spot for Wright State, left fielder J.P. Peltier. Hitting fifth, the shortstop Braylon Bloomquist. Batting sixth, third baseman Patrick Foltz. Hitting 7th for the Raiders, right fielder Cy Turner. Batting 8th and catching today is Nate Manley, and hitting 9th for Wright State, first baseman Keegan Holmstrom. The starter for Wright State is junior left-hander Griffin Page, and we'll tell you more about him coming up in the bottom of the first. Here's a quick look at what Tennessee's lineup will look like. Jay Abernathy leads off, Henry Ford batting second, Blaine Brown third, Blake Grimmer in the cleanup spot today, Garrett Wright hits 5th, Reese Chapman 6th, Stone Lawless bats 7th, Chris Newstrom hits 8th, Ariel Antigua batting 9th for Tennessee. It's a look at the Eastman starting lineups, brought to you by Eastman and our good friends at Food City, UT Recycling and Waste Connections. Remember to put your plastic drinking cups and bottles in the recycling barrels when you visit Lindsey Nelson Stadium this season. Remember, good sports always give back. Update from down the street at Thompson-Boling Arena Food City Center. Vanderbilt leading Tennessee 32-22 at the half.
Tennessee wearing the orange jerseys today. Balls in script white across the front. White number lower left front of the jersey. The all-orange hat with a white power tee. White pants. It's the road grays for Wright State. And Gus Gregory again leads it off for the Raiders. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike, and we are underway. Gregory 0 for 4 in last night's game. The DH will be followed by the center fielder and the second baseman, top 3 in the order. Another called strike on the outside corner. Joe Harris has the plate today. Justin Robinson is at first base. Cedric Coleman working at second, and Eddie Newsom moves from behind the plate last night to third base today. Here's the 0-2. Pitch misses high. Right-handed pitcher working to the left-handed batter. Gregory hitting 171 for the season. 3 runs scored, 3 stolen bases. He can play the infield or the outfield, a 5'10 redshirt junior from Strongville, Ohio. And that ball is turned on and grounded foul. Nice job, good hands by the first base coach for the Raiders. And the count remains 1-2. Gregory making his 10th start for head coach Alex Sogard. Sends a slow roller foul towards third, was trying to utilize the wide expanse of real estate that's down the third base line. Tennessee with the shift around towards first. 3 defenders between first and second. And the third baseman, Henry Ford, is playing normally where the shortstop might be. Pitch skips into the catcher. And that sets the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Andrew Duncan in the on-deck circle. Hunter Warren to follow. Wright State scored a run in the first yesterday to grab the upper hand early on. That pitch misses high and outside, 97 from the sophomore right-hander, and that'll run the count full to 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4. And the lead man is on. Wright State not bashful by any means. 19 for 27 stealing bases. They were active on the base paths last night. Here was perhaps the biggest troublemaker for Wright State, and that is center fielder Andrew Duncan. He was 3 for 4, scored 2 of their 3 runs, had a stolen base. Checks his swing on the first pitch. They appeal to first, and he went around for strike 1. Mack again ready. As again the wind whipping across the field this afternoon. Ball with a throw over to first, pops out of the glove of today getting the start at first, Blake Grimmer. Not far enough for the runner to advance. As Duncan awaits the 0-1, hitting .333 for the season, has a double, a triple, 3 runs batted in. Pitch misses just outside, 1-1 the count. Duncan wears the number 14, 6'1", a junior from Dunedin, Florida. Previous stops, Florida State and Tallahassee State. before making his way to the greater Dayton area, home of Wright State University.
Opponents 1 for 1 stealing bases against Landon Mack, so not a lot of activity that he's had to deal with. Still lawless, thrown out 1 of 16.
Pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. 1-2 to Duncan. Right-handed batter against the right-hander for the Volunteers. Lead man on. Tennessee playing for the first out of the inning. Throw over, just getting back to the bag, was Gregory. For the Vols defensively, it's Garrett Wright in left field, Jay Abernathy back in center, and Reese Chapman in right field. Mack checking the runner over his shoulder. Pitch lined in the air towards right field. Racing to get it is Reese Chapman. A diving effort comes up empty. Ball rolls to the wall. They're going to send the runner. They'll hold him at third. They've got the runner off second, but they can't get the ball to the bag in time. And so a leadoff walk is followed up with a double to right. And just like that, the Raiders have a big-time threat going on today, just as they marked first yesterday.
Yeah, Mack had such a promising start against Gregory and then lost him, and then Duncan able to go the other way. And John mentioned it, pain in the backside against Tennessee in this series. That's his 4th hit already. And then, obviously that puts Tennessee in a jam here that Landon Mack's going to have to try to work his way out of against another tough hitter.
2 on to start. Nobody out. Runner second and third for Hunter Warren. He drove in 2 of the 3 runs yesterday. And the ball, wow, what a pick on the high hopper by Newstrom. He'll throw to first to get the first out of the ball game, but a run scores. But Newstrom, charging from second, made a fine play. Warren drives in his 3rd run of the series, his 7th on the season. Gregory scores after working the free pass. He of the 171 batting average. And Duncan moves from second to third. It's 1-0 Wright State. And now here's J.P. Peltier with a chance to put his team up by 2. Takes a pitch low and outside, ball 1. Tennessee will pull the second baseman over to the third base side of the bag. 3 defenders between second and third. And Grimmer the only man on the right side. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. 97. Count even at 1. Peltier hitting .225 for the season. Tied for second on the team with 2 home runs. Leads the team with 8 runs batted in. Pitch misses just outside, and it's 2-1. Warren, who made the first out, a redshirt sophomore, 6 feet tall, from Moline, Illinois. Peltier wears the number 8. Here's the 2-1. Check swing. They appeal to first, and they say ball 3 to the batter. Spell the last name Peltier, 6'3", a junior. I'm not exactly sure you pronounce his hometown. Could be Vandalia. He's from Ohio. He takes ball 4. It's the second walk in this first inning, and it's runners first and second with 1 out. Wright State with a run on a hit. And that's Peltier reaching base for the first time in this short set. So here's the shortstop, Braylon Bloomquist. Balls would love to turn 2 and in the inning. Swing and a foul ball out of play towards left. Strike 1 to Bloomquist. Braylon, Braylen. Bloomquist is BLO10. Bloomquist, MQUIST. 6-foot sophomore from St. Clairsville, Ohio. Pitch low 1-1. He was 0 for 4 in last night's game. Enters today with a 176 average. He's got one home run. It was a solo shot. Runners on the corners. 1-0 Wright State, top of the first. Tennessee laboring to get out number 2. Swing and a bounder right at the base runner at third. He hits the deck. He is safe and sound. Strike 2 to the batter. 1-2 the count. Peltier the lead from first. Swing and a foul ball towards first. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Mac 94-97 with his fastball. That cutter slider is his best breaking ball. Also a curveball and a change. Maybe not his best stuff to start, especially with a command, but he's got swing and miss stuff.
Eyes the runner at first over his shoulder, who breaks for second. Swing and another worm burner. Foul towards third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Count remains the same. For Tennessee, the infield third to first is Henry Ford, Ariel Antigua, Chris Newstrom, and Blake Grimmer. And the battery for the Big Orange, Stone Lawless behind the plate, and Landon Mack on the hill for the University of Tennessee. A spin and a fire to first. Grimmer applies the tag, but the runner's safe. A walk to start the ball game after getting ahead of the leadoff hitter 0-2. A double followed, an RBI groundout, and a walk since. Runner bluffs towards second. There's a ground ball to third. They'll go to second for 1. On to first. Not in time. Very close play, but hustle by Bloomquist means the run scores. And Wright State leads 2-0 on 1 hit thus far. So Peltier erased 5-4. And the throw on to the bag, not in time. Actually, Ariel Antigua took that throw. Took the throw from third, so it was 5-6. First pitch misses low to Patrick Foltz. 2 runs, a hit. 2 out, man at first. Tennessee looking for out number 3. The run batted in for Bloomquist, his second on the season. Patrick Foltz accounted for the 3rd run for Wright State last night with a solo home run. And they got him. A spin move by Mack. They pick off Bloomquist. Wright State's going to entertain the notion of a replay. The player and first base coach are saying they should take another look at it. Third base coach checks with the head coach. And there will be a review before the balls can get to their bats.
Real time, haven't seen a replay. Real time looked out, but the runner's always going to think he was in there safe in that situation. Josh Elander having a convo with the umpire for one of them.
First base, the call was out. Adversely, if we overturn this call, Tennessee would like for us to look at the play in second base. This would also be their first challenge. Unless that is a challenge for Wright State, they will not have a challenge on Tennessee.
So it looks like we might have a double challenge. Wright State.
I'm sorry, correction. That was a pickoff play. The play before was play.
So I guess the pickoff play makes the previous play unchallengeable.
Right.
What Tennessee was hoping for was a look at second and perhaps whether or not there was any kind of interference by the base runner. But since the ruling on the field was an out recorded, that pushes the play at second on the ball in play by Bloomquist out of reach. Here's what they have to look at. Tennessee has the Hawkeye camera set up to where you have 3 cameras on the third base line, you have a camera behind home plate, and you have 2 cameras on the first base line. Camera from behind home plate looks right down the middle at second base. So you've got camera number 1, which is near third base, is looking at first base. The second camera, third base side, looks at second. It's a little bit closer to home plate. And then the third camera is focused third base side on home plate. First base side, the camera closest to home plate, is focused on home plate so you can have the reverse angle. And then the other camera is focused from the first base side towards third. There is one camera that gives you the opportunity. So there's the out. It is confirmed, and that ends the inning. But it's a good start for the Raiders. Yesterday, it was a run in the top half of the first inning. Today, it's 2 runs. It's 2 runs on 1 hit, and in the end, nobody left. It's Wright State 2, Tennessee coming to bat. This is Tennessee baseball.
Bottom of the first, Wright State 2, Tennessee coming to bat. Let's tell you about the starter for the visiting Wright State Raiders. It is junior left-hander number 36, Griffin Page. Page 6'2", out of Mount Pleasant Mills, Pennsylvania. Has an 0-2 record coming in, ERA of 6.17. This is his 4th appearance on the season. All starts. He's worked 11 2/3 innings, given up 11 hits, 9 runs, 8 of those earned. He has walked 7, struck out 9. He's allowed 4 extra base hits. They're all home runs. An opponent's hitting .244 against the starter for Wright State, junior left-hander Griffin Page. Here's the lineup for the 11-3 Tennessee Volunteers. Leading off in center field, sophomore number 8, Jay Abernathy. Batting second for Tennessee, the third baseman, junior number 9, Henry Ford. Batting third, the designated hitter today, sophomore number 1, Blaine Brown. In the cleanup spot for the Volunteers, first baseman, redshirt sophomore number 14, Blake Grimmer. Hitting 5th today for Tennessee in left field, junior number 5, Garrett Wright. Batting 6th, the right fielder, senior number 13, Reese Chapman. Hitting 7th for the Vols and catching, redshirt sophomore number 27, Stone Lawless. Batting 8th, the second baseman, sophomore number 26, Chris Newstrom. And hitting 9th, the shortstop, junior number 2, Ariel Antigua. Down the street at Thompson-Boling Arena, Food City Center, Vanderbilt leading Tennessee 46-34 with 15-13 left to go in the second half.
Jay Abernathy, a pair of walks, a run scored in last night's game, 0 for 2. Leadoff hitter, it's lefty versus lefty. Sporting a .311 average. First pitch misses down and in for ball 1. Has a home run, 6 runs batted in, 3 doubles and a triple. Shares the team lead with 14 runs scored. Next pitch misses low, and it's quickly 2-0 in favor of the left-handed hitting sophomore. Where's the number 8? Started the last couple of games at second, back in center today. Swinging a foul ball as they work outer part of the plate, lower part of the zone. 2-1 to Abernathy, 5'10 sophomore, 177 pounds from Ackworth, Georgia. He'll be followed by Henry Ford and Blaine Brown. Tennessee trails 2-0. 2 runs on 1 hit. There's a hard grounder to short. Bloomquist up with it. He'll fire to first, and that'll be out number 1. Tennessee hit a lot of atom balls early in last night's game. Here's hoping it's not a similar result today. It's a pretty sure-handed Raiders infield. They've committed a total of 10 errors in their 11 games. Pitch misses out. Called strike on the outside corner. 0-1 to Henry Ford. Just a bit of a delay on the trigger of the home plate umpire. There's a hard grounder up the middle. Henry Ford has his 3rd hit of the series. He drove in half of Tennessee's runs last night, and it's a 1-out base runner for the Big Orange. Came into the game hitting .339, second on the team with 4 home runs, trailing only Blaine Brown with 13 runs batted in. He is now 3 for 5 against Wright State. And here's Blaine Brown, the designated hitter, with the hopes of getting his first hit against the team from Northern Ohio.
Good approach by Ford, sent it up the middle, was waiting on that cutter slider, along with a change in a Page and fastball, part of the 3 pitches for Page.
Strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Left-handed batter against the lefty, just like it was to start the bottom of the first. Raiders pulled a shortstop over to the other side of second, so heavy shift to the right side. Third baseman is about a third of the way towards second, off the line. Fastball misses low and outside, and it's 1-1. Ford wears the number 9, the runner at first, the junior, 6'5", 220 pounds from Charlottesville, Virginia. Also 6'5", sophomore Blaine Brown wears the number 1, 200 pounds from Houston, Texas. Ground ball, gobbled up by the third baseman. He'll go to second for 1, on to first. There's the stretch, and that's a double play. Hold on a second. Was it a foul ball? Catcher's interference. It's a new catcher today, Nate Manley, is said to have contacted Brown, or at least the bat. And so everybody's safe. And Blake Grimmer, who hit a home run yesterday to pull his team within 1, his first home run of the season, climbs in from the left side as the go-ahead run at the plate. Takes a fastball outside corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Catcher's interference goes down as an error against Wright State. Pitch misses low as they work outer part of the plate against the Vols' first baseman. Counts as an error against Wright State, does not count as an at-bat for Blaine Brown. Ford, the runner at second. Brown, the man at first. The pitch fouled away with the swing by Grimmer, and that puts the count at 1-2. Griffin Page, working with 1 out, 2 on. Pitch way. We go to the bottom of the second. 2 runs, a hit, and an error for Wright State. No runs, a hit for Tennessee. Today is the 7th time these schools have met one another on the diamond. First meeting was 2007. Tennessee won 16-4 here in Knoxville. Didn't meet again until a 3-game set in 2020. Wright State won games 1 and the rubber match on Sunday to take 2 out of 3 against that 2020 team. Turned out that was the last completed weekend of that particular season before everything shut down. First pitch is a called strike to Reese Chapman. The right fielder, the senior from Parker, Colorado, walked twice last night. 0 for 2. Pitch misses up and in. 1-1. Hitting .289 for the season, has 5 doubles. He's driven in 5 runs. He'll be followed by the catcher Stone Lawless and second baseman Chris Newstrom. Pitch hit high in the air towards right field. Going back is Turner. He looks up. Reese Chapman has dialed long distance from Lindsey Nelson Stadium, Robert M. Lindsey Field. His first home run for 2026. His 6th run batted in. Team long ball number 21. The second hit for the Big Orange is a necessary blast. And Chapman pulls his team within 1. It's Wright State 2, the Vols 1, courtesy Reese Chapman.
Love to see that. Wind actually blowing out towards left, but wind didn't matter for Reese on that one, sailing off the top of the video board.
Stone Lawless sends a hot grounder to third, fielded flawlessly by Fultz, and he'll get it over to first in time, and that'll be out number 1. Stone 0 for 3 with a walk in last night's game. Stepped in with an average of .267, 2 homers, 6 runs batted in. Stone, the redshirt sophomore from Huntsville, Alabama. 6'2", 219 pounds. Here's Chris Newstrom, right-handed batter. Takes a pitch low, ball 1. 2 runs in the first for the visitors. Tennessee gets one back here in the home half of the second. Swinging a foul ball to the backstop. 88 on the fastball from Page. And it's 1-1 to Newstrom. Was not a part of the action last night. Gets the start at second base today, hitting .250 for the season. A home run, 6 runs batted in. Also 2 doubles and a triple. Strike inside corner, lower part of the zone. 1-2 to the young man who wears the number 26. 6'2", 210 pounds, second-year volunteer, Scottsdale, Arizona, the hometown. Pitch way high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vols didn't get on the board last night until the 3rd inning. Swing and a foul ball. Nice catch on the carom by Ariel Antigua as he just stepped off the on-deck circle to make the play. It remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, a run in. Fastball, good eye by Newstrom. Count full, 3-2. Home run number 21 for Tennessee for Reese Chapman as a team, that is. It's the 17th Tater surrendered by the Raiders staff. That ball golfed high in the air, down the third base and left field line, and that will be pushed over the screen and into the stands, where a nice play is made. And Newstrom will get another turn with the count remaining 3 balls, 2 strikes. Clouds playing in front of the sun from time to time, so right now the field in shade. Swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. That's going to be a strikeout, and that's the second for Page. And after the home run, it's 2 quick outs. And now here's Ariel Antigua. Ariel got a couple of ABs last night. Was 0 for 1. Dropped down a sacrifice bunt. Hits with a run in. 2 out and the base is empty. Puts a charge in that one. Sends it towards right center. Calling for it, Duncan. He'll make the catch in right center. And that will end the inning. So the big fly by Reese Chapman gets Tennessee on the board. Volunteers still trail by 1. A run, a hit, nobody left. We move to the third. Wright State 2, Tennessee 1. This is Tennessee baseball. To the top of the third we go. Tennessee down by a run. Wright State with 2 runs, a hit, and an error. A run, 2 hits for the Vols. It'll be hitters 9, 1, and 2 as Wright State turns the lineup over. First baseman Keegan Holmstrom will be followed by the designated hitter Gus Gregory and center fielder Andrew Duncan. Holmstrom 2 for 4 in last night's game. Ford plays in at third. Rest of the infield plays deep. Strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Keegan, Keegan, Holmstrom, Holmstrom. Hot grounder foul towards third. Strike 2 to the batter. He is a redshirt freshman. Also a left-handed pitcher besides first baseman. 5'10" from Grove City, Ohio. Swing and a pop-up. Foul ground. Racing over into foul territory. Right there near the fence. Making the grab is Garrett Wright. Played it all the way to the safety netting. Had room to make the catch and did. And that's out number 1. So back to the top of the order, and Gus Gregory reached base for the first time in this short set. Walked, went to third on the double by Duncan in the on-deck circle, and scored the first run of the game. Takes a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Holmstrom was first an Ohio State Buckeye before making his way to Wright State in the Dayton area. Working from the outside in. Pitch misses off the plate. And it's 1-1 to Gregory, the DH. Shows bunt. Pushes it foul down the third base line. Strike 2 to the batter. 1-2 the count. Wind has the flag standing at attention and sometimes angling upward. 16 or so miles an hour. Pitch line in the air towards left. Playing it on the short hop is Wright, and Gregory gets his first hit. Wright was chasing that sinking liner, closing in on the infield. Decided to go ahead and play it off the hop. And it's a one-out base runner as Gregory is on for the second time today. So here is Duncan. Found the gap in right center and scored the second run, which is the difference in this game right now. One out, one on, top of the third. Late decision to swing, kind of fans at the fastball, and it's strike one. Right-handed batter against the right-hander on the bump. The hit by Gregory, the second for the visitors. 2 runs, 2 hits, an error for the Raiders. Tennessee with a run on 2 hits. Strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2 to Duncan, who is 4 for 5 to lead his team. And he has scored 3 of their 5 runs that they've played it. Swing and a liner just above the Tennessee dugout. It remains 0-2. Second baseman Hunter Warren moves into the on-deck circle. Balls would love a chance to turn 2. Landon Mack on the mound for Tennessee. Eyes the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Fouled away again. Wright State, 4-7. This team picked to win the Horizon League once again. Always in the championship mix. Swing and a foul ball. It was right at home plate. It was in on the wrist, the fists, I should say, of Duncan. And it was ruled a foul ball immediately. Stone Lawless was doing his best. He caught the ball on the bounce, tagged the batter, and was ready to fire down to second. The home plate umpire emphatically said, don't need to throw it. That's a foul ball. Landon Mack picked off a runner at first to end last inning. And so he shoots another toss to Blake Grimmer, but not in time. Gregory at first is 3 for 4 stealing bases. This Wright State team will put pressure on an opponent. Trying to stop his swing, Andrew Duncan. The check swing is strike 3, and that is out number 2. And just the second time Tennessee has been able to send him back to the dugout. Two strikeouts now for Mack, 2 outs in the inning. And here is a tough customer in Warren. He's driven in 3 of the 5 runs scored in this weekend thus far. And he takes a big cut. Sends a foul tip into the mitt of Stone Lawless for strike 1. It's the Raiders 2, Tennessee 1. 2 out, man at first, top of the third. Strike on the outside corner. Great location by Mack. 0-2 to the Wright State second baseman. Pitch grounded on 3 hops to second. Up with it, Newstrom. He'll sling it over to first. That will end the inning. No runs a hit. 1 man left. We move to the bottom of the third. It's Wright State 2, Tennessee 1. This is Tennessee baseball.
aún lo sé.
Wright State got 2 runs in the first inning. An RBI ground out. And then the second run came in on a similar play, a fielder's choice. A walk and a double started the game for the visiting team. And both of those lead runners on came in to score. Tennessee got 2 men on bottom of the first, stranded them first and second. Reese Chapman led off the second inning with a solo home run to cut the deficit in half. Since 2 runs in the first, Wright State has been set down 1-2-3 in the second. And Landon Mack worked around a single among the 3 outs recorded top half of this inning. And so the top of the order, Jay Abernathy, hopes to start a rally that gets Tennessee tied, if not in front, on top, for the first time today. Lefty versus lefty. Abernathy shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and it's a letter-high strike. So Wright State plays tight on the corners. Midland fielders play at the back edge of the infield. Outfield straight away. Pitch misses outside, and it's 1-1. Jay is now 0 for 3 in this short series. 2 walks and a run scored. Pitch misses up and in. Helmet high. And the center fielder for the Vols working a 2-1 count. Swing and a miss as they work inner part of the plate. Evens the count at 2. Henry Ford, Blaine Brown watching the action. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That is a strikeout each inning so far for Page. And he gets the lead man to start the bottom of the third. Coming into the game, Page had managed 9 strikeouts in 11 2/3. Hard grounder to third, backing up a step is Fultz. He's got it. Strong throw to first, and that's 2 quick outs. You're in the bottom of the third, and that's 5 straight. And 7 of the last 8 retired by the lefty for the Raiders.
He had an 8 strikeout performance against Ole Miss last year, as well as a game against Northern Kentucky. So, I mentioned the performance against Vanderbilt in the Nashville Regional. So, seems like he elevates his game against high-level competition, and largely he has done that against Tennessee today.
Blaine Brown reached on catcher's interference in the first inning, and he sends a fastball fouled back to the screen as they work inner part of the plate. Strike 1. Blaine was 0 for 4 in last night's game. Average at .309. A team-high 5 home runs. Sets the pace for the Vols with 15 runs batted in. Pitch misses upstairs. 1-1 the count. 2 runs, 2 hits, an error for Wright State. A run, 2 hits for Tennessee. 2 out, bases empty, bottom of the third. And the pitch fouled away, third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Raiders shift around towards first, so 3 defenders between first and second. Pitch skips into and away from the catcher. 2-2 the count. Blake Grimmer, Vols first baseman in the on-deck circle, would love to get a turn this inning. 2-2 to the plate. Ground ball. Second baseman charges. He gets to first in time. And that is 6 in a row. 8 of the last 9 set down by Page. 1-2-3 go the Volunteers in the bottom of the third. We move to the fourth. Wright State 2, Tennessee 1. This is Tennessee baseball.
Thursday, April 9th. Tickets are available now for all shows inside the Food City Center at foodcitycenter.com. Premium seating, please contact premium at utk.edu.
As we move into the fourth inning, I'm John Wilkerson handing it off to Vince Ferrara.
Thank you very much, John. Landon Mack back on the hill. 53 pitches through the first 3 innings. Has given up 2 runs on 2 hits against the visiting Wright State Raiders, the favorites, as John mentioned earlier, to win the Horizon. And why not, with all of the success that they have had on that level and making regionals in 4 of the last 5 years, getting in the regional final in Nashville last year. So it'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up for Wright State. Peltier, Bloomquist, and Foltz. J.P. Peltier, left fielder, right-hand hitter, takes the first pitch strike from Landon Mack. That 4-seamer at 95 on the outer edge, 0-1. Peltier walked his first time up, first time he's reached base in the series. Swing and a miss. Change from Mack. And it looked like the fastball, and that's what Peltier was anticipating. And he's in the hole 0-2. 2-1. Wright State leading Tennessee here in the top of the 4th. Pitch from Mack, framed by the catcher Lawless on the outer edge. Heated up to 97, but it was off the plate, so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mack has been on the top end of that velocity with a fastball. 97, 1-2, swung on and missed. Had him over the top with the breaking ball, went cutter slider. That is his best breaking ball. And there's 1 away. Mack has set down 3 straight. And that'll bring up Braylon Bloomquist, the 5-hitter in the order. The sophomore shortstop hits from the left side. Ford, even with the bag at third at the cut. And a first pitch strike from Landon Mack with the fastball at 94. 0-1. Bloomquist reached on a fielder's choice and was picked off for out number 3 in the inning. Fastball inside had Bloomquist bailing back. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind continued to gust strong right to left mainly. The 1-1 line, left side, foul off the net. And Max ahead in the count 1-2. Fastball, curveball, slider, and change. Electric stuff were really good pitches from Landon Mack. Maybe hasn't been top end in terms of the swing and miss stuff today, but is settled in. Here's the 1-2. It's a chopper over the mound towards short. Charging in his Antigua, gloves it, throws the first. Pretty out. Woo! Ariel showing off the glove. The cap came off. Wasn't bothered by that. Henry Ford will hand that to him, pick up his sunglasses as well. But that's a pretty 6-3. That did not have a whole lot of mustard on the big hopper over the mound. Third base side towards short, and Antigua gloved it on the run in the green turf, a couple of steps in the cut, and then threw accurately over to first for out number 2. Here's Patrick Foltz, who takes the first pitch high and away, 1-0. Foltz homered last night in his lone hit of the series. He bounced back to the pitcher his first time up today, 1 for 4 on the weekend. Fouls that off the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1 Wright State with 2 in the first. Ball's got a run back in the second on a Reese Chapman homer to right. Both teams even with 2 hits apiece. Left-hand hitter looks at a pitch away and low. 2-1 now to Foltz, the 6-hitter. Newstrom and shallow right. Antigua up the middle and deep. Fouls that off of his front foot. Ouch. Even the count of 2-2, and Foltz will take a walk to try to shake that off. 2 outs, bases clear here in the top of the 4th. Game 2 of the series. Tennessee walked it off last night on a Manny Marin RBI single up the middle, scoring. Garrett Foltz pulled the bunt back, slashed it in the center. And a close play at home, but Wright was safe. And Wright State's been walked off a couple of times, 2 consecutive times now. Of course, the iconic Drew Gilbert grand slam to win it in the regional in 2021. The 2-2 fastball foul back to the screen. And we'll do it again. Wright State, though, has come to play this weekend. They were in the lead until Tennessee tied it late and then won it on the Marin RBI single. Chop first base side, but foul. Blake Grimmer, Tennessee's first baseman today, gave that a try. They'll retrieve that ball down the line. Reset the defense, right and left. Abernathy in center, Chapman in right. Ford, the third baseman, Antigua at short. Newstrom at second, Grimmer at first, Lawless the catcher. Now 3 on the left side of the infield, opposite of the left-hand hitter, and the 2-2 sails away and runs the count full. 2 on the left side of the infield, as Antigua was on the first base side. Now he shifted back, and the defense shifts back towards the line. And that's a 3-2 fouled left side. And we'll do it again. That was a fastball at 95. Tennessee really moving the defense pitch to pitch, and definitely a lot more than what you saw previously. Tennessee was last in the SEC in terms of shifting, especially the overshift. Payoff pitch, skied, and out of play, left side again. And Fultz is hanging strong and getting contact on the heaters from Landon Mack. That was up and at 97. And the 3-2 misses. Ball 4. Landon Mack loses Fultz. And a third walk issued by Landon Mack. So with 2 outs, a base runner on. After 2 quick outs, Fultz is aboard. Second walk he's drawn this series. Tennessee will hold him at first. And that'll bring up Cy Turner. Turner 0 for 1, grounded to third his first time up. He is 2 for 5 in the series with a double. Another left-hand hitter for the Raiders. Ford even with the bag at third and takes a strike on the inner corner from Mack. Fastball at 96, so 0-1. 2 hits apiece, but Wright State leading on the run column 2-1. Wright State also with a lone error, a snap throw over the first, but Fultz in there safely. Fultz 0 for 2 in stolen base attempts on the year. Wright State 19 of 27 overall on the season. Here's the 0-1, bounced to third base, leaping glove by Ford, and it pops out of his glove and not able to make a throw across. So everybody's safe. It was a high chopper, and Ford was even with the bag, so he had to range back and towards the line, and he leaped for it, and it popped out of his glove. Didn't roll too far away, but by the time he picked it up, there was no play. And that should be hit number 3 for Wright State, but it'll put a man in scoring position, 2 on with 2 outs for Nate Manley, the 8-hitter, the catcher. And the first offering is low from Mack with the fastball, 1-0. They're actually going to rule that an E5 on Henry Ford. So a walk and an error with 2 outs. And Wright State threatening, leading 2-1 here in the top of the 4th. That one is right down the chute for strike 1, 1-1. Wind blowing right to left. It has been a strong wind throughout. Tennessee playing the right-hand hitter Manley to pull. He struck out looking his first time up against Mack. It's from the right side. And now timeout is called. And they will reset the action clock. You had Newstrom, the second baseman. He's playing up the middle and creeping towards the bag with a runner at second, first and second. Grimmer playing back and off the line at first. The 1-1, low and away. 2-1. 2-1 Wright State, top of the fourth. Here in game 2 of this weekend series in non-conference. SEC play starts next weekend for the Volunteers at Georgia. Manley, the right-hand hitter, awaits the 2-1 from Mack. Here it comes. Check swing. That's a strike. And it's 2-2. See if Landon Mack can execute a 2-strike pitch here with 2 outs and 2 on, first and second. This will be pitch 78 for the sophomore Landon Mack. Check swing. Did not go. And it runs the count full on the pitch low in the turf. A strikeout, a ground out to short, and then a walk and an error. Put 2 on for Wright State. Leading 2-1. Landon Mack, check a second. Here's the payoff pitch. Check swing, doesn't matter, it's in the zone. A punch out for Landon Mack. A big one with Wright State threatening here in the top of the fourth, but Mack keeps the Raiders off the board. No runs, no hits, 2 men left on. We move to the home half of the fourth. Wright State 2, Tennessee 1 as you listen to Tennessee Baseball. Bottom of the fourth here at sunny Lindsey Nelson Stadium, Robert M. Lindsey Field, alongside John Wilkerson. I'm Vince Ferrar. Great to have you with us here in Game 2 this weekend set. Tennessee won last night in walk-off fashion, trailing 2-1 here to the visiting Raiders. Blake Grimmer leads off for the Vols. Looks at a first pitch breaking ball outside, 1-0. Grimmer 0 for 1 today, 1 for 5 in the series. And the 1-0 high, 2-0. Grimmer, Wright, and Chapman, 4, 5, and 6, the middle for Tennessee. Trying to get the offense going a little bit earlier than they did last night. Did get a run on the Chapman solo home run. That's been about it. And the 2-0 is low and away, 3-0. 47 seconds left down the road at Food City Center at Thompson-Boling Arena. 80-74, 47 seconds left in the second half. The 3-0 is high. Ball 4, Blake Grimmer draws a 4-pitch walk. Leadoff man aboard for Tennessee. And that's a good start with Garrett Wright coming up. So 80-75 now, Vanderbilt leading Tennessee.
Up the road, what was a 4-0 deficit for the Lady Vols. LSU 4, Tennessee 3 in the bottom of the third. Over at Lee Stadium.
There's a lot going on. 3 teams starting within an hour. Chopper foul left side, just past head coach Josh Elander in the third base coach's box. 0-1. It's a fastball at 88 from Griffin Page, the lefty starter for Wright State. playing right to pull. It flew out to right his first time up, open stance in that right-hand box, holding the runner Grimmer at first. Pitch throw outside, check of first, a back pick. And in there safely was Blake Grimmer. Grimmer 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts. Tennessee has not run a bunch this year. 9 of 11 in stolen base attempts on the season. Garrett Wright batting for the Vols. No outs, runner at first, and that one nearly hits Grimmer. Bounced in. He was willing for it to hit him. He's really good at it. He was hit by a pitch last night, twice in the Oakland game, where he got his first ABs. And it moves it to a 2-1 count, and now the catcher will go out to talk to the pitcher, Griffin Page.
Yeah, the way Garrett Wright was describing it, it's almost like he takes the Happy Gilmore approach, where he just takes shots time and time again to prepare his body for it.
Sort of the squishy balls, puts those in the machine and just takes doses. And he says the quad is the body part of choice to take those off of.
A little bit of bookkeeping. Top half of this inning, they have changed the ruling. It is no longer E5 for Henry Ford. It is an infield single for Cy Turner, as that put 2 on with 2 out.
I think that's a good call, don't you, John?
I do. I think degree of difficulty. He was playing in, high hopper.
2-1 to right. Scorched inside of third, down the left field line. That'll be extra bases. Rounding second and heading to third is Grimmer. He's going to get the stop sign, but it's a double for Garrett Wright. And Tennessee's in business with 2 in scoring position at second and third here with nobody outs. And the go-ahead run in scoring position in the person of Wright, with Wright State leading 2-1. And Reese Chapman coming to bat. Second double of the weekend for Garrett Wright. That is his third hit in the weekend. Plus, he had 2 more in his first game with some at-bats on Wednesday against Oakland. And Reese Chapman homered his last time up. Pitch to Chapman, low and away, 1-0. This with the fastball. Wright tucks it in the corner. That's Tennessee's third hit, evening Wright State. Grimmer, who led off the inning with a walk, is at third, and he turns on that one. Right field. Will that get out of here? It will bounce off the wall. 1 run will score Grimmer. A second run coming home in Garrett Wright. Reese Chapman has put Tennessee on top with a 2-run double to Wright. And it's 3-2 Big Orange here in Knoxville. Oh, Reese Chapman barreled that up for his 6th double of the season. He now has 8 runs driven in on the year, 3 of those coming in the last 2 at-bats, with the solo home run in the second and then the 2-run double here to score Grimmer and Wright. And here's Stone Lawless, the 7-hitter in the order for the Volunteers, with another duck on the pond, and he pops that one up, skies it in the infield left side. It'll be the shortstop Bloomquist who calls for it. And that's out number 1 in the inning. So Lawless pops up to short for out number 1. And you love the Tennessee offense really cashing in on the free pass issued by Page to Blake Grimmer to start things off. And then it was back-to-back doubles by Wright down the left field line in the corner, and then Reese Chapman off the wall in front of the Tennessee dugout. Here's Chris Newstrom, right-hand hitter, playing him pull side. Takes a pitch upper part of the zone called strike 1, 0-1. Newstrom struck out his first time up today in his first AB of the weekend. Open stance in that right-hand box. The pitch, chopper past the pitcher, up the middle. Sliding play, gloved by the second baseman, low throw, dug out. Newstrom is out. Terrific play by the second baseman. 4-3. That moves Chapman over to third. But now with 2 outs, and Ariel Antigua coming to bat. And now, talk about degree of difficulty. That was there for the second baseman, Warren. It was swiped out by the pitcher as it bounced over the mound, and then just in front of the base, the second baseman slid and gloved that. The first offering is way outside and high. 1-0 to Ariel Antigua. Ariel flew out to center his first time up. 0 for 2 officially in the series. He had a pretty sack bunt last night, and the Vols win. That one bounces in. Antigua not chasing, and he's ahead in the count 2-0. 2 outs, runner at third. That's Reese Chapman, who delivered a 2-run double to Wright to put Tennessee on top for the first time in this ballgame here in the bottom of the fourth. Vols looking for more. Pitch is in there for a called strike. Looked a little high. Antigua thought so. So did everyone in orange and white. Two balls, one strike. 82-78. Vanderbilt leading Tennessee with 25 seconds to go. Commodores at the line. Here's the 2-1 to Antigua. Pops it up, but that's going to drift out of play. And even the count at 2. 2 in the first for Wright State on just one hit. A walk, a double, and then another walk, a ground out, and then a walk, and then another fielder's choice scored a run, and a ground out. And Wright State, just like they did last night, with the early lead. But the Vols have taken the lead here earlier, here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch to Antigua, and that is skied but playable. Short, shallow right field. Antigua will be retired on the flyout for out number 3. Top of the fifth here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Tennessee now on top of Wright State 3-2. So Landon Mack working from ahead for the first time in the ball game. It's a 3-2 game. Here is Keegan Bloomquist, the 9-hitter for the visiting Raiders from the Horizon League. Looks at a fastball away, 1-0. Holmstrom fouled out to left in the third. Hacks at that pitch and fouls it back to the screen. And it's 1-1. Fastball at 93 from Tennessee starter Landon Mack. '81 pitches. Here's 82 from Mack. Bunt laid down, but foul left side. Holmstrom is really animated and barking about something. I don't know what there was to be.
Might be talking to himself.
Yeah, for sure. Nothing to be proud of on that. The 1-2 is high, 2-2. You do see that, guys having conversations with themselves or tapping themselves on the chest with a routine. The 2-2, that's a called strike 3. Holmstrom is punched out by Landon Mack. That's his 5th K here in this ball game, and one away here in the top of the 5th. 3-2 Tennessee leading Wright State. See if Landon Mack can get the always coveted shutdown inning after you put up a crooked number. Here's Gus Gregory back to the top of the order. And the first pitch, strike to Gregory with a fastball at 95. Wind continuing to gale right to left and even up with those flags. Breaking ball stayed up. 1-1. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Volunteers. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the visiting Wright State Raiders. Newstrom, a few steps in the shallow right field. That one is high and tight with the heater at 94. 2-1. Henry Ford was even with a bag at third, and he will take 5 steps back. Left-hand hitter, and now Mack steps off the rubber. The clock is still going. And let's see, I guess the clock was supposed to restart, and it did not. And so time asked for might have been the part of the equation there by Lawless. trots out to talk to Landon Mack. Quick word. Tennessee's defense on the right side chats it up for a moment as well. 1 o'clock first pitch tomorrow in Game 3 of the series. I was hoping that will be for a series sweep, but work to do here. The 2-1, big hack. And that one at the belt that Gregory waved at, and it's 2-2. Now Tennessee will shift 3 on the right side of the infield, pull side, against a left-handed hitter Gregory, who has not been retired today. He fouls that 2-2 pitch back to the screen. Walk and a run scored in the first of the ball game for Wright State, and then a single in the third. That single was his first hit in the series. He has struck out 4 times, all 4 of his at-bats last night against Tennessee pitching the 2-2, and that is skied mile high, left side, long run for Wright, and he will run out of room. Ford was giving it a look as well. Pretty good crowd today, John, considering how much is going on campus.
Yeah, I think you've had some that have continued to filter in, and I expect more to do so now that I think the action's complete across the way.
Unfortunately, Tennessee falls to Vanderbilt 86-82.
So they scored the exact same number of points against one another this year.
The 2-2 is low, 3-2. You're right about that, John.
4-point win in Nashville, 4-point loss at home.
Opposite of last year where the home teams won, now the visiting teams won. And you got to check the scoreboard or what else is going on. Payoff pitch, and that is fouled off left side. Helpful that Missouri lost today to Arkansas if you're looking for teams that could have hopped into that 4th spot. No Nate Ament today for Tennessee. Landon Mack on the hill for the Vols. Gus Gregory with 1 out, bases clear. Here's the pitch. That sails away. Mack frustrated. Heater at 95. Couldn't find the zone. And a 1-out walk now with the toughest part of the order due up for Wright State. So Gregory was 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts yesterday, and then today he's reached base all 3 times.
Yep. Not ideal when you're going up against 194 hitter.
Andrew Duncan now 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. He is as tough as it gets with his 4 hits in the series. First pitch low with fastball. Or actually, no, it's called strike, 0-1. Home-plate umpire delayed and not very animated with his strike calls. 1-out runner at first. Vols holding Gregory, who was a base-stealing threat with 3 swipes this year. And that one is framed, called strike. And Mack dotted the black on the outside with a heater at 95, and it's 0-2. 3-2 Tennessee, top of the 5th. Landon Mack, right-hander, transfer from Rutgers on the hill. Here's the 0-2. That is in a very close spot to the previous pitch, but did not get the call there. That one was at 96, but ruled ball 1. Duncan scored Wright State's 2nd run in that first inning. They've been held off the scoreboard since. Here's a chopper up the middle. Antigua gloves it, steps on second, throws to first. In time. Grimmer stretched for it, waiting for the first base umpire to rule whether he kept his foot on the bag. Ariel Antigua, goodness, not only the glove charging in, but then the quickness to get to the bag and execute the throw across. And there's some words, it looks like, between the first base coach and Tennessee. But first base umpire trying to shush everyone back into the dugout. Now Josh Elander will come out to talk to the home plate umpire. And nobody's happy right now, but a terrific double play turned by Ariel Antigua. 4-3. As Antigua did a lot of the legwork. All the 4 umpires are going to talk here with the head coach that came out, Alex Sogard. Let's see. They're not going to replay, are they?
No.
Nope.
Now, what it was, Landon Mack, as he was coming off, was celebrating the double play to end the inning. It was their first base coach that then started jawing with the Tennessee player, which you never do.
Yeah.
Let the players talk amongst themselves. The coaches can talk amongst themselves. But it was the reaction that continued. So once the first base coach got involved, Mack responded. And then the more there was the back and forth, the more that the Tennessee dugout got involved. The umpires were just trying to tell everybody to go about their merry way. And then the home plate umpire instructing the Tennessee dugout to stand down. And the head coach for the Volunteers, Josh Elander, saying, well, the first base coach just needs to go. And Ross Kivett was in support of his head coach and also in agreement. First base coach just needed to get back to his proper place.
Well described, John. That ends the inning. Tennessee, as we head to the bottom of the fifth, leads Wright State 3-2 as you listen to Tennessee baseball.
Leading off for the Vols,
So after the terrific double play turn by Tennessee and Ariel Antigua, it'll be Jay Abernathy leading things off for the Volunteers, leading 3-2, and skies out with left side foul, out of play, 0-1. Top of the order for the Big Orange, Abernathy, Ford, and Brown. Abernathy 0 for 2 today. The ground out to short and a strikeout. Third baseman even with the bag and off the line. And the 0-1 is low, 1-1.
In the turnover from the bottom of the fourth to the top of the fifth, there was a pitcher that walked down to the pen for Wright State.
1-1 is high, 2-1.
And I just wonder if he's starting to get loose, a right-hander.
The 2-1 to Abernathy, high and tight. Look out. Got out of the way. 3-1. We'd love for Jay to get on base where he can change his game, put some pressure on Page, and that's chopped foul as he was swinging at 3-1. Runs the count full. How about the Lady Vols? They were down 4-0 in the first, now leading LSU 7-4, headed to the fifth. Pitch inside, ball 4. Great start to the inning for Tennessee here in the bottom of the fifth, and Jay Abernathy draws the leadoff walk.
Yeah, for the Lady Vols, it was a run in the second to get on the board, and then 6 in the bottom of the third to go storming past the Bayou Bengals, the number 17 team in the country.
Third walk drawn on the weekend for Jay Abernathy, stakes his lead. Was headed back to first as the pitcher came home and Henry Ford fouled it back to the screen, 0-1. So Abernathy trying to get a read of the left-hander Page. Fastball 87-90, change cutter slider. Henry Ford, Tennessee's leading hitter in average among the regulars, fouls that one in front of the Wright State dugout. And the count moves to 0-2. Ford 1 for 2 today, singled in the first, grounded to third in the third. Squared up stance. Wide stance for Ford. Don't toss over softly to first. Jay leads the team, or tied for the team lead with Henry Ford. And stolen bases with 3. Ford's average at 344. Here's the pitch from Page. Big swing. Fouled out of play. Straight back by Henry Ford. 3 hits in the series for Ford. 3 for 6. A couple of RBIs last night for the transfer from Virginia. One of a couple key contributors who transferred from the Cavaliers program from last season. The 0-2 is low, close pitch. But Ford gets the call, and it's 1-2. Ford can use all fields. 3 on the left side of the infield. Actually, 2 on the left side of the infield. Second baseman playing up the middle. Abernathy stakes his lead, and then the 1-2 breaking ball missed. Up 2-2. I've yet to see someone put the ball up in left field into that jet stream. See if Ford can be the first. Here's the 2-2. He turns on it. Deep left field. There you go. Out of play. 2-run homer over the porches and left as Henry Ford drives it out of the yard for the 2-run blast. His 5th home run of the season. Runs driven in 14 and 15, and that extends Tennessee's lead to 3. It's 5-2 Vols. Henry Ford deep to left with a blast. Woo. Second home run of the ball game for Tennessee. Ford ties Brown with a team high in homers on the year. 22 long balls for the Big Orange this season. And now Henry Ford has tied Blaine Brown in runs driven in as well with 15. Speaking of which, here's the transfer from Rice. Sophomore Blaine Brown digs into the left-hand batter's box. First pitch low, 1-0.
It's a slogan for Toyota, but you asked for it, you got it. Henry Ford with the home run to left. Jetstream not near as strong as it has been at this point in time. That was as much him as it was Mother Nature.
No doubt. And we've seen certainly him really elevate some of his long ball. Sharply hit to first. It's off of the first baseman's glove, and it ricochets into right field for a base hit. That should be a hit for Brown. It was really hit well by Brown, and the first baseman had to range to his right and try to in-between hop that with not a lot of time to react, and they will score that. A single for Blaine Brown, his first of the weekend.
Kendall Rogers said of Henry Ford that he perhaps laid the groundwork to make a good amount of cash in the upcoming draft because of the exit velocity that he showcased down in Texas. 111 ball off the bat on that home run, 412 feet plus.
Yeah, that's Ford, Brown, I mean, those guys, even Levi Clark in preseason, I mean, the exit velo for those guys, and it's just different, and we've talked about it, John, it just sounds different off the bat when they really square it up, and just an absolute rocket off the bat. Now a mound visit, and John had mentioned the arm that went down to the pen, and he is going to be called upon to come into this game, as that's the end of the day for lefty starter Griffin Page, as Alex Sogard, 8th year at the helm of the Wright State program, makes the call to the bullpen. 5-2 Tennessee. A leadoff walk by Abernathy. Again, Tennessee cashes in on the free pass. Only 2 walks allowed by Page, and both of them scored. First one, Grimmer on the Chapman 2-run double, and then Abernathy walked in front of Ford here in the bottom of the 5th with the 2-run homer. And Blaine Brown with his single is on first with still nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Tennessee already with 2 across, and that 5-2 lead, and they'll face a new arm for the Raiders.
They are going to go to a right-hander. It was not the individual that I saw making the move from the dugout down to the bullpen. That might have just been a conversation with the pitching coach and pitcher at some point in time, just on any number of topics. But it's interesting because we got to see an outfielder, reserve outfielder named Cam Gilkerson. That's Gilkerson with a G. Pinch hit last night. And this is a freshman, a right-hander, number 45, named Cooper Gilkerson. There's always the chance they're cousins, but I have a strong belief that they're brothers because they're from the same hometown, from the same high school, but still could be cousins. I have not seen exactly the differentiation there, but anyhow, 6'1" freshman, number 45, Cooper Gilkerson, takes over to face the left-handed hitting Blake Grimmer.
Shows bunt, pulls it back, runner goes. Blaine Brown has swiped second base. Throw was in there on the bounce late. And that is Blaine Brown's first stolen base of the season. Uber athletic two-way player for Tennessee, now in scoring position. Grimmer had stuck the bat out there for a bunt, and he's behind in the count 0-1. Shortstop up the middle, and they'll wheel and throw to first, even though the runner Brown is already on the bag.
Gilkerson, no wins or losses, a 2.08 earned run average, his fourth appearance all in relief, 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 4 1/3, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Check a second. Pitch is low to Grimmer, 1-1.
Huge secondary lead right there for Brown.
Yep.
Shortstop actually in between Brown and the base. For Gilkerson, 3 doubles allowed, 1 home run. Opponents hit .294 against the freshman Cooper Gilkerson.
Right-hander from the stretch. Pitch is away, 2-1. It's kind of a funky delivery. He doesn't have the extension. It kind of closer to his body, almost shoulders it towards home plate. That was a fastball about 85. Runner at second. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Fouled at the plate by Grimmer. 2-2. Got that one up to 89. Did Cooper Gilkerson. Brown off second. Here's the pitch. 2-2 away and low. Full count to Blake Grimmer, the cleanup hitter in the order for the Volunteers once again today. He walked and scored. Tennessee's second run, that was a tying run at the time. And he scored on the Reese Chapman 2-run double. Here comes the payoff pitch to Grimmer. And that one is skied and fouled out of play left side. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Tennessee. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Wright State. Back-to-back innings with 2 runs scored for the Vols. Looking for more now, and the pitching coach for Wright State is going to come out and talk to Gilkerson. Must not like what he sees, or maybe talking some strategy here. He will chat it up with his hand over his mouth in communication with the entire infield.
Must have left his play sheet in the dugout.
Wouldn't that be funny if, like, coaches start coming out there with those big sheets to cover up? The big one like Sean Payton or Andy Reid. Look a little obvious. Great opportunity for Tennessee. Leadoff walk, 2-run homer by Henry, 4 to left. And then a single by Blaine Brown. He's off second after the stolen base. Blake Grimmer. Payoff pitch swung on and missed. And Grimmer is down on strikes. Fastball at 90 away, and Grimmer couldn't handle it. Second time Grimmer has struck out today. And that'll bring up Garrett Wright. Garrett Wright has been tough to get out here in this early season. Just the 3rd game where he's gotten at bats. 4th appearance. Sporting a .625 average, 5 for 8. Garrett Wright in the right-hand box, and he skies that one mile high left field, but playable. Peltier is under it, and he will make the catch, and Blaine Brown will have to trot back to second base. And that's a fly out to left for out number 2. So Gilkerson, despite teetering against Grimmer and drawing a mound visit at 3-2, gets Grimmer on the strikeout, gets a fly out of Wright. And now here is Reese Chapman, who hasn't been retired today. How about a solo home run and a 2-run double to Wright for Reese? After 0 for 2 last night with a couple of walks And looks at a breaking ball inside, 1-0. 5-2 Tennessee. Blaine Brown at second with 2 outs. Left-handed hitting right fielder Reese Chapman in the 6th spot in the order. RBI opportunity here. Ground ball through right side, base hit. Blaine Brown will get the stop sign. The throw comes home, and now it's Reese Chapman trying to get in a rundown. They'll throw down to second. Blaine Brown hesitates and then gets back to third. That allows Chapman to advance to second. That was strategy. That was planned for Reese Chapman to get in that rundown to see if they could bring the run home in Brown from third. The catcher threw to second, and then the shortstop, I believe, threw to third. Blaine Brown started back, hesitated to draw the throw. He did, and then got back to the bag in time. That allowed Reese Chapman to take the extra base at second. And now there are 2 on after the single by Reese Chapman, his third of the ball game. There are 2 in scoring position for Stone Lawless, the 7-hitter for the Vols. First pitch to him, fouled off, big cut by Stone, 0-1. Just think of the strategy there, John.
Well, you got 2 outs, so you know that it's the potential there. Tennessee taking advantage with just the alignment of the defenders because there was nobody except the shortstop near second, and so Chapman had a free lane for it.
And that is golf left field on a line, but it is playable, and making the catch a couple of steps short of the warning track is the left fielder Peltier. Lawless gave that a ride on a line, but he flies out to left. But a very productive inning for Tennessee. 2 runs on 3 hits, but 2 men left in scoring position. Volunteers extend the lead as we head to the 6th. 5-2 Tennessee over Wright State as you listen to Tennessee Baseball.
190 pounds from Chatham, Illinois. Appenzeller, 2-0 on the season, a 1.64 earned run average, making his 6th appearance all out of the pen, has 1 of Tennessee's 2 saves.
Hunter Warren, tough customer in the right-hand batter's box to face Appenzeller to start here in the top of the 6th. Fastball 92, up and in, 1-0.
11 innings pitched for Appenzeller, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. In 11 innings, he has struck out 15. He's walked 3. He's allowed 1 double.
1-0, foul back to the backstop. Big, high ricochet, and it's 1-1.
1 double allowed. Opponents hit 111 against Cam Appenzeller.
And he is some kind of talent. He was certainly one you worried about on draft day. Highest rated player in that class to sign, and that is golfed into left center field, and that's going to drop. Garrett Wright will cut it off before it gets to the wall. They'll throw down to second, sliding in head first. Safe is Hunter Warren, who has his 3rd hit in the series, and a leadoff double off of Appenzeller for Wright State. And the Raiders keep coming. First hit of the day for Warren, who had a couple of ground outs to second, although he did drive home the first run of the day for Wright State back in the 1st. Now it's the cleanup hitter, J.P. Peltier. Walk and a strikeout for Peltier. He is 0 for 5 in the series. Takes a first pitch strike from Appenzeller. Fastball at 93. That's the top end on Appenzeller, 88 to 93. Change and a slider. Kind of a 3/4 slot for Appy. The left-hander coming home, the 0-1. That is down the middle for a strike, 0-2. Looked at the fastball at 93. Did the right-hand hitter, Peltier. Bloomquist, the 5-hitter in the on-deck circle. 5-2 Tennessee, top of the 6th. Sunshine here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. The 0-2 from Appenzeller missed a little bit outside. Again, going with the fastball. Crowd unhappy with that call. 1-2. Tennessee playing the right-hand hitter to pull up the middle is Newstrom. Back on the left side of the infield with a runner at second, nobody out. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Appenzeller gets the K. And there's one away here in the top of the 6th. John mentioned the 5 strikeouts by Mack in his outing. 6 now for the staff with that K. And here's Braylon Bloomquist, left-hand hitter, sophomore shortstop. 0 for 2 today. And that one is lined up the middle in the center field for a base hit. Abernathy will pick it up. They're going to hit the brakes on the runner around third. Abernathy got that in quick. Cut off. And no play at home. And now there's 2 on with 1 out. Second hit of the inning for the Raiders. And that will bring the tying run to bat in Patrick Fultz. Fultz homered last night. It's his only hit in the series. Drew a walk in the 4th. Also bounced back to the pitcher. Runners at the corners now, and Stone Lawless will come out to talk to Appenzeller. I think he might have signaled something in the Tennessee dugout. If they have their signals crossed up or what. Tennessee in the orange jerseys with white numbers. Vols in script across the front. Last names on the back of their jerseys above the number this year. And then white pants, orange caps, white power tee. Fultz, a left-hand hitter. Here's the pitch, and that is a breaking ball. Pretty pitch. Dotted the outside edge, 0-1. Fultz ran the gamut last night. The home run, walk, strikeout, caught stealing. Check a first of the runner Bloomquist. 1 for 2 in stolen bases this year is Bloomquist. It's 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts against Appenzeller. Big swing and a miss. Breaking ball from Appenzeller. The Wright State has not been able to handle that as of yet. And Appenzeller ahead in the count 0-2. Vols would love a double play ball to get out of the inning. Here's the pitch, and that one is framed by Lawless. Did not get the call on the outer edge of the fastball at 92. That's a great location with 2 strikes, but didn't get the call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 5-2 Tennessee, top of the 6th. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Here's the pitch, and that's upstairs. 2-2. Appenzeller, great fall, a lot of confidence in him. Certainly has the potential to be a frontline Friday guy for Tennessee. The 2-2, chopped down the first base line. Appenzeller will pick it up, wheel, throw to first for the out. Not the sure out, but a run scores from third. And Wright State has gotten a run back to cut the lead for Tennessee to 2. It's 5-3. Runner from first advances to second. 1-3 retires Fultz, and an RBI as well for Fultz. He has 5 on the year. 5-3 Volunteers, top of the 6th. Runner at second with 2 outs. Big cut, swing and a miss. In on the hands of Turner. With the heater, 92, 0-1. Turner singled his last time up. That was a chopper to third that originally was ruled an error on Ford, but give it an infield hit. And that one well inside. 1-1. Turner also grounded to third, his first AB. He is 3 for 6 in the series, with a double and a couple of strikeouts. Left-hand hitter, check swing, check of the third base umpire, and he went around. 1-2. Tennessee playing the left-hand hitter to pull. Antigua now will go a little bit back towards third. Ford off the line and back at third. And that's a liner right field that's going to drop in front of Chapman, who gloves it. Rounding third, coming home. Here comes a throw. It's offline. Head first slide, safe. And Wright State is within one. It's 5-4. Third hit of the inning for the Raiders. An RBI single to Wright. That one with 2 strikes. That scores Bloomquist. And now the tying run is at first for Wright State. And the go-ahead run coming to bat in catcher Nate Manley. So Turner picks up his second hit of the ball game, 4th on the weekend. He now has 7 runs driven in on the season. And a mound visit for Tennessee pitching coach Josh Reynolds. And the entire infield will join in to talk to Appenzeller. So a double for Warren started things off to left. Then a strikeout, a single. Run scoring on the slow roller down the first base line, and then a run scoring on that single by Turner. Here's the 8-hitter Manley, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. First action of the weekend, and that's a called strike on the outer edge. Fastball at 91 from the freshman left-hander Cam Appenzeller. Manley, right-hand hitter. 0-1, ground ball to short. Antigua gloves it. He'll throw across the first for the out. 6-3 is out number 3, but the Raiders answer back with 2 of their own here in the top of the 6th. 2 runs, 3 hits, a man left on. We move to the home half of the 6th. Tennessee leads Wright State 5-4. This is Tennessee baseball.
If they can answer correctly, they'll walk away with the big orange prize pack. All right, are you ready? Crowd, be sure to help him out. Here we go. Which is the lock? Has he really climbed Mount Everest before? Is he somehow related to Julius Caesar? Or does he really have 3 siblings? Can you spot the lie? Fans, help him out. Is it they has 3 siblings? All right, let's see the lie. You are correct. Number 7 does not have 3 siblings. Congratulations and thanks for playing in tonight's 2 True Challenge and for the rest of today's game.
So it'll be Chris Newstrom, Ariel Antigua, and Jay Abernathy due up for the Tennessee Volunteers, leading 5-4, trying to answer back as Wright State got 2 runs in the top of the 6th. First pitch to Newstrom, low and away, 1-0 with John Wilkerson. I'm Vince Ferrara. So much going on campus. More fans starting to fill in, coming over from Thompson-Boling Arena Food City Center. Softball up the road as well. In action, the 1-0 in there for a strike. Newstrom asking the home plate umpire where that was. And it's 1-1. Newstrom, terrific athlete. Draft eligible sophomore from the Phoenix area. 0 for 2 today. Open stance in that right hand box. Pops it back foul. 1-2. Newstrom a strikeout and a ground out to second. Sophomore starting at second base today. Can play all 8 positions. Lots of different gloves in his bag. In the outfield in second for Newstrom, what we've seen. Pitch fouled back to the screen by Newstrom. And him reaching out. Pounds that right hip. Trying to talk through the fundamentals for Newey. Such an athletic family, Newstrom. There's the 1-2, and that one a little bit outside. Good eye. Runs the count to 2-2. Dad played at Arizona State. Mom was a volleyball player at Arizona State. College baseball player was his dad. Mom, big-time volleyball player. Here's the pitch, and a late swing decision chopped in front of the mound. The pitcher, Gilkerson, will make the play over to first in time. Looked like maybe a little bit of panic initially, but he got there and fielded it cleanly. He was closer to it than the catcher Manley was. Beat the hustling Newstrom to first. 1-3 is out number 1 here in the inning. So Gilkerson had a promising start. Then Tennessee would get a single from Chapman, and then Lawless would fly out. And Gilkerson came in relief in the 5th. Here's Ariel Antigua, pops up a bunt, foul. Manley will make a sliding play in front of the backstop. Popped up bunt by Antigua. As he tried to lay that down, he got under it, and then it didn't reach the net, and Manley slid and made the catch for the out. Foul out on a bunt attempt by Ariel Antigua. And there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. See if Jay Abernathy can get something started with 2 outs and the base is clear. First pitch rides away, 1-0 with a fastball. Jay walked and scored in the 5th on the 2-run homer by Henry Ford. See if he can get on base and bring Henry up in the inning. Pops that one up left side, but out of play. 1-1. Wind now blowing strong in from center field. Sun in and out of the clouds here this afternoon, but it's been a nice day in the low 80s. That strong wind. That was a called strike. Late call. Late ruling, I should say, for home plate umpire Joe Harris. Justin Robinson, first base umpire. Cedric Coleman at second. Eddie Newsom at third. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base is clear. Chopper to first. Stepping back is Holmstrom. He will glove it. Take 2 steps onto the white bag for out number 3 in the inning. So Tennessee goes down in order in the bottom of the 6th. And the Vols have a 1-run lead. We head to the 7th. Your score, Tennessee 5, Wright State 4.
Looks like our YMCA guessed the Little League results are in. If you guessed number 1, you are correct. Tonight's winner is Brittany Glover. Congratulations. Stop by Howard Banks. You take on the third base drive. Your prize.
Top of the 7th here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Tennessee leads Wright State 5-4. I'm Vince Farrar to take you the rest of the way. Here's John Wilkerson.
It'll be lefty versus lefty to start the inning. Cam Appenzeller gave up 2 runs on 3 hits his first inning out of the pen. So it'll be hitters 9, 1, and 2, starting with the first baseman for Wright State, who looks at strike 1. 5 runs, 7 hits for Tennessee. 4 runs, 6 hits, and an error for the Raiders. Wright State 2 runs in the first, Tennessee a run in the second. Vols took the lead with 2 runs in the fourth, added to it with 2 more runs in the fifth, and then Wright State bounced back with 2 in the top half of last inning. First pitch a called strike, second pitch fouled away towards left. 0-2 to Holmstrom, fouled out to left, called out on strikes. Pitch misses up and in, and it's 1-2 to the redshirt freshman first baseman. Pitch lined in the air towards left center. That's going to get down for a hit. Good piece of hitting with 2 strikes by Holmstrom. He's got 3 hits now in the series. Had a pair of singles yesterday. So the tying run at first to start the inning. And that'll bring up Gus Gregory, who's had himself a day. Fourth hit for Wright State against Appenzeller. Raiders did not score a run against 2 Tennessee relievers yesterday. And so now hits are even at 7 apiece. And Gregory today has been on base all 3 times with 2 walks and a single. Shows bunt, takes a fastball up and in that spins him around. Tennessee appeals to third, saying he left the bat out there and that it was a late pivot. And Eddie Newsom says ball 1. Appenzeller will sling the ball over to first. Holmstrom has not attempted a stolen base this year. Raiders are 19 for 27 running the bases. Showing bunt, called strike on the outside corner as he pulled it back once again, and it's even at 1. So it was 2-1, Wright State, 2-0, then 2-1, Tennessee 3, the Raiders 2, then 5-2, now 5-4. Bunt again shown, third straight time he's pulled the bat back. Another called strike on the outer part of the plate, and it's 1-2 to the DH. Tennessee turned 2 to end the 5th inning. Vols would love that opportunity to get 2 outs here. Ground ball to third, up with it Ford. He goes to short for 1, on to first. 5, 6, 3, double play. And Ariel Antigua looks like he recoiled, might have caught some spikes on the approach to second. And the runner from first is saying that he's safe. And we'll see if Wright State goes with the review. They had an unsuccessful challenge earlier in this game. And so the runner Holmstrom went into the bag. Didn't necessarily see anything that would have said that Antigua missed the bag or anything along those lines. And now, before half the crew is going to go review the play, Josh Elander wants a quick word with the crew chief. Eddie Newsom is the crew chief. That's who Elander was talking with. And so he and home plate umpire Joe Harris will now go take a look.
Still have not seen a replay. Here we go. So he had his foot on the bag, took it off, but I think he had already reeled in the baseball.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what the runner's contending, is that he had taken the foot off the bag.
Yep.
Nope. Ball firmly in the glove. long before the runner got there. This is the last challenge, too, for Wright State.
Yeah, the way Antigua had his left foot on the bag, ball goes into the glove, he took that foot off, and the right foot was off the bag. So the runner was probably looking at that right foot thinking that's how he was going to scrape across, and he never did because he already had his left foot on the bag with the ball in his glove. So this should be a quick review and unsuccessful for the Raiders.
Ruling on the field was he was out. It would go down as a 5-6-3 double play. Ford to Antigua to Grimmer.
A different view of it here, John.
Yeah, toes on the bag. Ball's in the glove.
It's a great view on that camera.
Yeah, it sure is. Well, these are the Hawkeye cameras, and just to show you how it was not close at all, you don't even see the runner in the frame as Ariel is about to make the exchange and the fire to first. So it should be 2 outs, bases empty, and Andrew Duncan about ready to get a turn. They have opened the door, and the umpires are about to return to the field of play. Here we go.
Some chatter between the runner and Antigua.
So it is 5-6-3 on the double play. It is 2 out, bases empty for Andrew Duncan. Tennessee will pull the second baseman Chris Newstrom over to the third base side of the bag, and it's 3 defenders between second and third. And Wright State indeed is out of challenges. Ball 1, second pitch fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Double and a run scored in the first. The run scored by Duncan, his third in the series, gave his team a 2-0 lead. Right-handed batter against the lefty, Cam Appenzeller. Next pitch misses to make it 2-1. Swinging a foul ball straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A leadoff single erased on the double play. And now Tennessee looking for out number 3 and the chance to move this game to the 7th inning stretch. Tennessee 5, Wright State 4. The pitch, ground ball towards short. Newstrom has it. The second baseman fires to first in time. 4-3 is how you score the last out of the inning. Leadoff single, a really nifty twin killing, and then a ground ball out to end it. Balls face the minimum top of the 7th. No runs a hit, nobody left. Time to stretch it out at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, Robert M. Lindsey Field. Tennessee leads 5-4 as you listen to Tennessee baseball. Busy afternoon. Tennessee has trailed by 2, has led by as many as 3. And as we go to the bottom of the 7th, it's a 1-run advantage for the orange and white. Tennessee 5, Wright State 4. Henry Ford starts off the inning, the bottom of the 7th, with a swing and a miss. Strike 1 against Cooper Gilkerson. He has set down 6 of the 7 that he's faced. Tennessee had grown the lead to 3 with a hot start to the 5th inning. That ball rocketed into left field. Laced between third and short. It is a 3rd hit in this game for Henry Ford. It is his 5th hit in the series. And Tennessee now has 5 runs on 8 hits to 4-7-1, the line score for Wright State. Single in the 1st inning, ground ball to third in the 3rd, and a 2-run home run to give Tennessee a 5-2 lead at the time. It is the 2nd hit allowed by Gilkerson, and now Blaine Brown, who's been on base twice today, and we will see a pitching change. So before the coach even got to the line, the third base line, he makes a motion to the bullpen, and that's going to be the afternoon for Gilkerson. But acquitted himself well, gave up a 2-out single. Came in, I should say, after a walk and a 2-run home run. Started the top of the 5th. A single by Brown spelled the end for lefty and starter Griffin Page. And so 2 runs in, man at first, nobody out. Gilkerson, the freshman, comes in, gets a strikeout, a fly ball to left, gives up a single that does not result in a run scored, and then a fly ball to left. Went 1-2-3 against the Vols last inning, and then Henry Ford has seen it well against any pitcher for Wright State on the mound this weekend. And I think we're going to see a pitcher that pitched last night, as they are calling on a left-hander out of the pen. And it is pitching back-to-back days. It is sophomore lefty number 11, J.J. Thompson, 6'2", from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. He took the loss in last night's game. Thompson came in the bottom of the 8th. Back-to-back outs, gave up a walk to Reese Chapman. And he was on the mound when Garrett Wright doubled to left to set the stage, or set the table in the bottom of the 9th. And then Manny Marin won it with his single up the middle. He did not face Blaine Brown, so they bring in the left-hander to face Tennessee's left-handed hitting DH. So his line from last night was an inning plus, 2 hits, a run it was earned. He struck out 2, walked 1. And after last night, his line now reads 1-1 with an 11.05 earned run average. His 6th appearance to lead the team, all out of the pen. 7 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 9 runs, all earned, and 7 1/3. He has struck out 10. He's walked 7. Of the 7 hits allowed, 3 have been doubles. Opponents hit .269 against J.J. Thompson. So making his 2nd appearance. Tennessee with a 1-run lead. Vols would love to build it back up as Blaine Brown makes his way to the batter's box. On base twice today. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. And he swings and he sends one a mile high that'll be out of play towards third. 90 on the first offering from Thompson. Brown reached on catcher's interference in the first. bounced out to second to end the third, and singled following the 2-run home run by Henry Ford in the fifth. Pitch in. Results in a foul ball right at home plate, and the count quickly 0-2. Lefty Blaine Brown, left-handed batter Blake Grimmer, and Garrett Wright are the next three spots in the lineup. Tennessee 5, Wright State 4. 3 defenders between first and second against Brown. The pitch by Thompson misses just outside, and it's ball 1. So with his 1-for-2 day, Blaine hitting 316 for the season, 316. Shares the team lead 5 home runs with the man at first, Henry Ford. Also tied with 15 runs batted in apiece. Swing and a foul ball. Again, they work in with the fastball. The sophomore from Houston fights it foul, and he'll get another turn. 5 runs, 8 hits for Tennessee. 4 runs, 7 hits, and an error for the Raiders. Pitch on its way. Reaching out, getting a bat on it. Brown lunged at it, sent it down the first base line, but it wound up as a foul ball, so the count remains the same. Designated hitter Blaine Brown back in from the left side against the southpaw. Out of the bullpen, Thompson. Very deliberate step and a fire to first to chase Ford back to the bag. Henry is 3 for 3 stealing bases. Sweeping curveball. Started high, finished that way. 2-2 to Brown. Blaine stole his first base his last time on. Ford gets himself a sizable lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. The lefty again delivers. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball down and in. That is a strikeout for Thompson. And out number 1, bottom of the 7th.
Blaine had a 6-game hitting streak before last night's 0 for 4. So now the longest current hitting streak is Henry Ford, who has had a hit in 7 straight games for Tennessee.
Blake Grimmer takes a pitch up and in. Looking for his first hit today, his second hit of the series. Got the start last night as the designated hitter. Hit his first home run of the season that pulled Tennessee within 1 at the time. Pitch high and tight once more, 2-0 to the redshirt sophomore. Struck out in the first, walked and scored in the fourth. That's when Tennessee took the lead. And then struck out again in the fifth. Pitch tails away from the Tennessee first baseman and cleanup hitter, and he now works a 3-0 advantage count. Ford started the inning with a single to left. The Raiders made a change, brought in Thompson, and got a strikeout for the first out of the inning. Taking all the way 3-0, called strike. Upper part of the zone, and it's 3-1 to Grimmer. Ford again. A decent lead off the base. Outside and low, ball 4. And Tennessee will have 2 on with 1 out for Garrett Wright.
Final, Lady Vols defeats LSU down the road 11-6 to stay undefeated on the season, winning that series.
22-0 for the top-ranked team in the country. LSU not so bad themselves at number 17. Pitch in, clips right, and he trots on down to first. It's the 4th time that he's worn one, and already he has the team lead. Shares that distinction with Levi Clark, so tied for the team lead. Reese Chapman, it's lefty versus lefty, and we'll see a mound visit as the bases are loaded. It's Tennessee 5, Wright State 4. A leadoff single by Ford, the pitching change, a strikeout for the first out of the inning. Blake Grimmer, a walk. Garrett Wright hit by a pitch. And here comes the Tennessee right fielder. Reese Chapman, a solo home run in the 2nd to get Tennessee on the board. A 2-run double in the 4th to give the Vols the lead. A single his last time. 3 for 5 this weekend. Lefty versus lefty. Pitch. Misses in. Ball 1. Third baseman plays up against the grass. First baseman playing right behind the base runner at first. Strike on the outside corner. 1-1 as he locates the fastball. Raiders go double play depth up the middle. 1 out, a Vol at every base. Tennessee 5, Wright State 4. Pitch, good eye by Chapman. 2-1. Hitting in the 6th spot today. The lefty comes set. Breaking ball catches the front corner, outside part of the plate. 2-2. It's Ford at third. Grimmer, the runner at second. Garrett Wright at first. 1 out, 2-2 the count. Tennessee 5, the Raiders 4. The pitch, ground ball towards second. They'll go to short for 1, on to first, and the double play will end the inning. So Thompson inherited a base runner, added to the pressure with a walk and a hit batsman, but he gets out of the inning with no damage done. 4-6-3 on the twin killing. We move to the 8th. Tennessee 5, Wright State 4. This is Tennessee baseball.
For 60 years.
Top of the eighth, Tennessee leads Wright State 5-4. New pitcher for the Volunteers is sophomore right-hander number 34, Braden Krenzel, B-R-A-Y-D-E-N, Krenzel, K-R-E-N-Z-E-L. The sophomore stands 6'3", 214 out of Dublin, Ohio. Starred at Dublin Jerome High School. Krenzel on the season for Tennessee, no record, ERA of 3. This is his 5th appearance. All in relief, does have one of Tennessee's 2 saves. Krenzel has worked 6 innings, given up 3 hits, 2 runs, both of those earned. Krenzel has walked 2, struck out 10, has not allowed an extra base hit. The opponent's hitting 150 against the new Tennessee arm, right-hander Braden Krenzel.
Tennessee's lead is 1 run. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Vols, 4 runs, 7 hits, and an error for Wright State. It is the heart of the order in the first pitch. There's a called strike on the inside corner. 0-1. Hunter Warren has been a pill. He's 1 for 3 today. A run batted in the first inning on a ground out to second. Double and a run scored in the 6th. Late swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 to Warren, who is 3 for 7 with a pair of doubles, 2 runs batted in, make that 3 runs batted in, and a run scored. Pitch cut on and missed. Krenzel, a 3-pitch strikeout to start, and a big out, number 1, top of the 8th. Alex Sogard, head coach for Wright State, had the lineup gathered around him outside the dugout to challenge his team with these 6 outs that they have to work with. Braden Krenzel gets a big first out to start the 8th and now faces the cleanup hitter, left fielder J.P. Peltier. Sends a weak liner to first. The only defender on the right side is Grimmer. He goes down on a knee, catches the short hop, and then tags the bag. And it's 4 pitches, 2 outs, top of the 8th inning.
Man, Krenzel, 96 on that fastball. First batter, he went fastball, slider, and then on one pitch got the ground out there. His fastball, 90-96. That was a 96-mile-per-hour fastball there. Sinker, slider, change. I mean, he's really coming into this game with all of his pitches working and tremendous presence on the hill as well.
Peltier had reached with a walk in the first inning and had struck out twice since then. So, meeting by the next hitter, the shortstop Bloomquist. RBI ground ball in the first inning was thrown out by the shortstop in the 4th. Single and a run scored in the 2-run 6th. So he's 1 for 3 today. RBI and a run scored. He's 1 for 7 against Tennessee pitching. First offering misses off the plate. Ball 1. Right-hander Braden Krenzel on the mound against left-handed hitting shortstop Braylon Bloomquist. So Braden versus Braylon. Ground ball, right side, gobbled up by Grimmer. He'll toss to the pitcher covering, and the runner wins the race. Krenzel broke immediately from the mound, but I do believe that as he looked with a glance to catch the white base to plant his foot, that's where Bloomquist beat him to the bag as he ran over the green base, and it's an infield hit.
I saw the replay. I think that's a good call. Beat him just by like a quarter step, but even if it's a tie, goes the runner.
First pitch, lifted high in the air down the left field line, ranging over into foul territory is Garrett Wright. Pretty good distance. Ball off the bat for Patrick Fultz. Strike 1 to the batter. Interesting. The first base umpire retrieved the bat to hand it to Fultz. I don't know if he carried it with him for a good portion of his trip towards first, thinking it might be fair. The 0-1 misses outside. Left-handed batter against the right-hander. Krenzel. Hits are now even at 8 apiece. At 8 apiece with the infield single by the shortstop. Strike on the outside corner. 1-2. 5 runs, 8 hits for Tennessee. 4 runs, 8 hits, and an error for Wright State. Krenzel looking for the last out, top of the 8th. Pitch misses just below the zone. It was a late shift by the left side of the infield. Tennessee moved Ariel Antigua to the first base side to second, and Henry Ford, the third baseman, is now almost 2/3 of the way toward second from the third base line. Here's the 2-2. Fastball tails in, and that runs the count to 3-2. Run batted in for Fultz, his 5th. He drove in the 3rd run of the day for Wright State. Runner takes off for second. Swing and a miss. The throw down to first to complete it. Gotta love Blake Grimmer. He hops up and he lands a foot on each bag. So it is a strikeout for Krenzel. Score the putout 2-3 on the throw down. And for Wright State, top of the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We move to the bottom half of the inning. It's Tennessee 5, Wright State 4. This is Tennessee baseball. The lead is 1 for Tennessee. 5-4 Volunteers, bottom of the 8th. Hitters 7, 8, and 9. And it's a check swing by Stone Lawless. The catcher looks at strike 1 as it catches the outside corner. J.J. Thompson out for another inning of work. Inherited a runner at first and got 3 outs last inning. Big cut sends a hard grounder foul towards third. Count quickly 0-2. Stone Lawless looking for his first hit in this 2-game set. He's bounced out to third, popped out to short, and flied out to left. Average now at .242 for the redshirt sophomore. He's got 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. Also has a double this year. Right-handed batter against the lefty. Pitch misses high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tennessee was down 2-0 going into the bottom of the second. Got a run. Tennessee took the lead with 2 runs bottom of the 4th, 3-2. Pushed it to 5-2 with 2 runs in the next inning, the 5th. Ground ball to third. Up with it, Fultz. Long throw to first in time, and that'll be out number 1. Tennessee has had 2 base runners against Thompson. A hit batsman and a walk. He was the losing pitcher last night as Garrett Wright led off the bottom of the 9th with a double, and Manny Marin delivered the game-winning hit as Tennessee walked it off 4-3. So it is 1 out, base is empty. Chris Newstrom looks for his first hit on the day. Takes a pitch outside, ball 1. He struck out in the 2nd, bounced out to second in the 4th, thrown out by the pitcher in the 6th. After Tennessee led 5-2, after 2 runs bottom of the 5th, the very next inning, top of the 6th. That was 2 runs for Wright State to put us where we are right now. Tennessee 5, the Raiders 4. The left-hander ready. Pitch tails outside. It's now 3-0 to the sophomore second baseman. The reason today's game was moved up is the expectation of some stormy weather. Last look, stormy weather had just started to creep up the west side of the plateau. Fastball catches the inside corner to put the count at 3-1. The hope is that the weather moves through. This game would hopefully be complete by then. Pitch hits sky high into left field, ranging back to shortstop. Peltier in fair territory. The left fielder makes the catch over by the line. And that's 2 quick outs to start the bottom of the 8th. There is scattered showers forecast for tomorrow. But Tennessee and Wright State slated to go at 1 o'clock with the finale. 2 out, nobody on for Ariel Antigua. Fly ball to center in the second. Fly ball to right in the fourth. Sends one tucked inside the bag towards the left field corner. Antigua racing around first. Charging into second with a pop-up slide. It's his second double of the year. It's his second extra base hit this week. And just like that, it's an opportunity for the orange and white. Double for Antigua, and Jay Abernathy will have a chance to add to Tennessee's 1-run lead.
Well, that's big. Chance to put up an insurance run or more and give yourself some breathing room in the 9th.
It is the 9th hit for the Vols. It is the first for Tennessee today against Thompson, and now it's lefty versus lefty with Abernathy. Big lead at second for Antigua. Pitch, tails low and outside. Ball 1. Jay is 0 for 5 in the 2 games to this point, but he has walked 3 times, and twice he has scored. So the on-base percentage, pretty good, but he would love to get a base hit and just bring Ariel home. And after the pitch missed low and outside, it's a mound visit for Wright State. And so pitching coach and the infield converge and encircle J.J. Thompson.
Yeah, and to your point, and Jay contributing and getting on base despite not having a hit in the series, he's extended his on-base streak to 15 consecutive games. That's the best currently on the club.
That would be every game Tennessee's played.
Yeah.
Pitch, breaking ball, catches the upper part of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tennessee sophomore center fielder hitting .292, a home run, 6 runs batted in. He has 3 doubles and a triple this season. Swinging a foul ball to the backstop. Goes from ball 1 to now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Henry Ford would love to get a turn. He's in the on-deck circle, but Tennessee working with a man at second, 2 down, 1-2 the count. The pitch skips into and kicks away momentarily from the catcher. It will be enough for Antigua to scoot over to third. Wild pitch for Thompson. 2-2 the count. And Antigua 90 feet away. The 2-2. Misses low and outside. Blocked nicely by Manley, the catcher. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Jay Abernathy digs in from the left side. Thompson ready. The 3-2 on its way. Outside, ball 4. Back-to-back base runners for Tennessee with 2 out in this bottom of the 8th. And here's Henry Ford. Second walk in this appearance issued by Thompson. And we'll see another trip to the mound, and Ford will face a different pitcher. It's interesting, Ford has yet to face Thompson in either game. He's the only Tennessee regular that has not seen that left-handed pitcher, but Ariel Antigua at third. The free pass puts Jay Abernathy at first, and it is a call to the bullpen, and we will see a fourth arm today for Wright State.
And it'll be the second Cooper to throw for Wright State, as it is right-hander number 40, Cooper Ashby, 6'4", out of Georgetown, Texas, the new pitcher for Wright State. He is a transfer from Redlands Community College. Cooper Ashby, no record on the season, 2.70 is the earned run average. This is his fourth appearance, all in relief. Ashby has worked 3 1/3 innings, given up just 1 hit, 1 run that was earned. Ashby has walked 4, struck out just 1. His 1 hit allowed was an extra base hit. It was a triple. An opponent's hitting 111 against the new pitcher for Wright State, Cooper Ashby. Also interesting, he has hit 2 batters, which is a high number for his 3 1/3 innings worked to this point. But a tough customer for him with Henry Ford on his 3-hit day on for Tennessee. But so good for the Volunteers all season.
Tennessee 5 runs on 9 hits. 2 quick outs to start the inning, a ground ball to third, a fly ball to left. Ariel Antigua turned on a pitch, tucked it inside the bag at third. His second double of the season. Jay Abernathy back and forth, lefty versus lefty, works a walk. And the sidewinder, Ashby, called upon by head coach Alex Sogard. A single up the middle today for Henry Ford. A 2-run home run in the 5th that gave Tennessee a 3-run lead at the time. Singled to lead off the 7th. And that's when Tennessee left runners second and third. So, sidewinding right-hander against a right-handed batter. And Tennessee has a man at third, a runner at first. And the first ball is grounded sharply to third, up with it over to second. And that will end the inning. So Ashby throws 1 pitch, and that ends the threat. So the Volunteers tried to get some insurance, but in the end, it's no runs, a hit, and 2 men left. We go to the top of the 9th. It's Tennessee 5, Wright State 4. This is Tennessee baseball. To the top of the 9th we go. Tennessee 5, Wright State 4. Volunteers got the opener last night, 4-3. Braden Krenzel allowed 1 base runner last inning. Retired 3 of the 4 that he faced. It was an infield single. It'll be hitters 7, 8, and 9, starting with right fielder Cy Turner, then the catcher or a pinch hitter, and then the 9-hitter Keegan Holmstrom. First offering to The left-handed batter misses outside low, ball 1. Turner has 4 hits in the series. Today, a ground ball to third, an infield single in the 4th, and an RBI single in the 6th. 2 for 3. Pitch again misses just outside. Krenzel eyes the target set by Lawless. Strike at the knees, inner part of the plate, and it's 2-1. More cloud cover continues to move in. Krenzel again, swinging a foul ball to the backstop. Even up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Turner with his 2 hits today, now hitting .378. That's the top average in the lineup for the Raiders. Krenzel. High leg kick. Pitch. Called strike 3. Knee high. Outer part of the plate. And it's 1 down. Strikeout number 3 for the sophomore from Ohio.
Man, that slider is so good. He gets a lot of swing and miss, but that one froze Turner and took it for the strike. That is terrific. He had a little bit of issues with left-hand hitters last year, but he has been better in that area this year and in this ballgame.
So it is a pinch hitter. Left-handed batter, sophomore outfielder Cam Gilkerson. Takes a pitch outside, ball 1. 0 for 1 last night with a strikeout. He faced Frederick, I believe. Swing and a miss. Pitch in on his hands, 95. And that's out. Excuse me, that's strike 1. 1-1 the count. He was the last out, top of the 9th last night. Left-handed batter. Pitch swung through, strike 2, 1-2 the count. Appearing in his 9th game, he is 1 for 24. The 1 is a home run. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, base is empty. Top of the 9th. Ball's looking for out number 2. And there it is, a second straight punch out. The Raiders down to their last hope.
Gas at 97 from Krenzel. Upper part of his velo ceiling, but man, he has got so much talent. He went all number 1s on that at bat.
So Keegan Holmstrom looks at strike 1 on the outside corner. 2 for 4 in yesterday's game, 1 for 3 in today's game. Single to left center, his last time up. Check swing, called strike again. Outer part of the plate, lower part of the zone. 97 again from Krenzel. 2 out, base is empty, top of the 9th, 0-2 the count. Krenzel eyes the target, pitch on its way. Just outside, it's ball 1 to the batter. Tennessee 5, Wright State 4. Krenzel trying to get the balls across the finish line. The 1-2 just misses. Again, working off the plate. Lower part of the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Once again, the pitch. A comebacker. Flag down by Krenzel. He'll run half the way to first. The underhand toss to Grimmer. That's the inning. That's the ball game. And Tennessee sets down the Raiders. 1-2-3, top of the 9th. And Tennessee has clinched the weekend, getting game 1 last night, 4-3. And today, another 1-run victory in the 9th. No runs, no hits, nobody left. And Tennessee says hello win column for the 12th time this season. And for the Vols, that's 6 straight wins. Final score, Tennessee 5, Wright State 4. A winning weekend for the Orange and White. This is Tennessee baseball.